find out because, I mean, after all, it is a holiday, or it was a holiday back in the States, and I know how it is trying to go back to work after a 3-day weekend. It sucks. So that's why I'm just stopping in and saying hello, wanting to see what's going on out there. But you know what? We just started this live stream. We got plenty of time to discuss it. And we'll just wait for everybody to start flowing in. So until then, let me just get myself situated over here. Me and my situation, right? You got a situation? I got a situation. Everybody got a situation. What's your situation? Oh my gosh. Yeah, anyway, so I woke up to a beautiful day in Cambodia, but then the clouds started rolling in. Lovely. And from what I know, from my, what do you call, weather radar, we're supposed to get some severe weather, like by 2 o'clock all the way into the night. Like it's gonna be a fucking downpour. Sorry, first sip of the day has to be the best sip of the day. Okay. So anyway, as you're tuning in, don't be shy. Drop a comment. Let me know where you're from. We can always start there. And then we can work our way into conversation. Ask me any questions you want. If you don't know who I am an expat from Florida. And I live in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. This month marks 9 months that I've been here in this country, this beautiful country of Cambodia. 9 months, like that sort of blows my mind, man. I'm just like, that's incredible. It's really incredible. So hopefully with this weather and all this going on, I mean, it's just cloudy right now, but yeah, if I start buffering or anything crazy starts happening, just write me a comment and let me know. And I got some ways to fix it. I'm Mr. Fix It. No, I'm Mr. DIY. That's what they have out here is Mr. DIY, which is do it yourself. It should be Mrs. DIY or Miss DIY. Either way, I like Mr. DIY. It's a cool place. Cool place. But yeah, so anyway, I'm getting ready this morning. I wake up. I got my little adapter here that I bought off of Amazon 4 years ago. You see that? It's busted now. So I go to use it. This thing just fell right off, right? And this is the bare of it, the bare skin of it. You can't just pop this in the wall the way it is. It's fucked up, man. Like, I gotta look for a new adapter. So now I have to like, just like push this thing in like that. It actually, I put it in the wall this morning after I pushed it in. I tried to put it in the best I could and it started like bzz, doing shit like that. And I was like, oh my God. So luckily I was able to charge up my phone and the laptop before the live stream. But I'm like, no bueno, I gotta get a new one. Pisses me off though, but see, it's the ones that's got the multi-adapters. So like, this is for like Asia adapter, this is like Europe, and this is the United States. That's why I got it, because when I was doing all that solo traveling, all over different continents, I needed multi-adapters. And this is a good little thing, man. I love it. And you can plug in, this is my computer's 3-prong. Because my American computer, I busted it, stupid me. I dropped it off a pillow, landed on this hard-ass floor. This was in Malaysia and busted my whole screen up. So I had to buy a new computer when I was in Malaysia. And of course, everything's made in China over here. So they give you the 3 prongs, right? This does not fit into a Cambodian wall. You have to have this to put it in, and then you have to have this to plug into the wall, right? So, yeah, boy, it's a situation. Oh, Maven. Oh, okay. Hey, Maven. You're about to go swimming, but I want to get some support first. Elaborate. All ears. You want to go swimming, but you want to get some support first. Okay. I don't know what support I can give you, other than keep your head above water. uh, maybe use a floaty. I don't know. Where are you at? Are you in Singapore right now? I think I saw your last thing. You were at the gates of the airport or something, in Singapore. Have you made it to the United States? Like, are you currently in California right now? Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, me give you support. Oh, you're giving me support. Okay, okay. Oh, you're at your mom's house right now, so you made it. Fantastic. Say hi to mom. Hi, mom. Oh my God. Love across the seas. No, but thank you. I appreciate the support. I thought it meant you were about to swim and you needed some support. My head, girl, you know, I'm just now getting started on my first cup of coffee, so yeah. She saw you, says hi. Aw, that's so cute. Aw. Well, it's good to see that, you know, your mom's still alive and kicking. So, kick it in gear, girl. You know what? I hope to live to be a ripe old age of, I say 100. I think the last mountain I want to climb, there's so many goals that I've already accomplished in my life, and there's still so many more goals I want to accomplish. But I think the last one before I die, I want to try to keep myself as healthy as possible. God willing, I don't get hit by a motorbike or some shit and get killed. But I want to make it to 100 years old. Can you see me at 100? Holy shit. I mean, when you think about it, it's only 45 years to go. So, yeah, wouldn't that be awesome? So then I could be like on my deathbed in triple digits and say, fuck yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to do in my life, and I did it. I'm ready to go. So yeah. Oh, Emery girl. Hey, Emery girl. Good to see you too. Good to see you too. How's the kitty doing? Is it Mauser? How's Mauser doing? Oh, speaking of cats, my son got a second cat. Well, it's his girlfriend. His girlfriend loves cats. They had an orange and white cat that they've had forever. He just sent me a video of his new apartment. He moved into his second apartment. He's 21. He moved into his second apartment. I'm so proud of him. He's doing good on his job. His girlfriend, you know, she's gone through a lot, and she's really picked up and helped him with working and everything. And yeah, and then they picked up a second cat, a black and white one, adorable. So now they have 2 cats. But hey, I say the more the merrier. The more cats, the more loving. As long as they're the friendly ones, you know what I mean? Mauser's doing much better. Thank you for asking. Good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. We gotta keep tabs on that cat. So what is going on in the United States? Fill me in. Okay, Maven, Emery girl, tell me what's happening. You're my eyes and ears. I know you guys are in different states. What's happening, man? I know it just came off of a holiday weekend, right? Labor Day weekend. And I mean, I remember those days. I remember them days when I had a holiday weekend. Hot, 106. 106? What the fuck? Well, Phnom Penh is cloudy right now, and it is like 87. You need to come back and cool down. What? Inflation and more inflation. Oh my God. You know, some dude wrote me on my last live stream. I think his name was Jose. He lives in Miami Beach, and he told me that a carton of eggs now is $12. 12 fucking dollars for a carton of eggs in Miami Beach. I was like, dude, you know how many eggs I can buy out here for $12? I said, I buy a carton of eggs and it costs me $1.40. There's some sort of disconnect. Either the chickens in America are on strike. I mean, I don't know. Who knows what the fuck's happening? Why are eggs $1 a piece? I know they put 12 in a carton in the States, but over here in Cambodia, in case you don't know, I know Maven knows, but they only put 10 to a carton over here. Why 10 here and 12 over there, but yet they charge $12 over there and charge $1.40? I don't know. I'm not the chicken master. I have no idea. Holy shit. Yeah, yeah, no. But speaking of mothers and sons and all that, I got the sweetest text from my son today. That's how I knew. I mean, I already knew he moved into his new apartment. He lives in Lakeland, Florida. And he gave me the video showing his place, and he looks so thin right now. Like, he's 21 years old. This is the thinnest I think I've ever seen him, but he looks good. He looks really good. Not $12 for eggs. Georgia, but more expensive. I buy mine at Costco. Not $12 for eggs in Georgia? Okay. But more expensive. I'm just like, I have to bend down and read. I can't see. No, really, I have my contacts on, but it's like, it's weird. My contacts are made for me to see further away than they are to see close up. In little words, I actually have to wear reading glasses, but I mean, I can get by. That's why I got my laptop over here so I can see your messages there versus a screen. It just helps tremendously. Old age creeping in. But, yeah, so anyway, he's thin as shit. And he wrote me the most beautiful thing. He's written things like this before. I always call him an old soul, because what he says just blows me away. For being as young as he is, like, this is what he told me. He says, Mom, he goes, I'm very grateful for what I have, but I'm always striving for more. Thanks to you and how you raised me, I love you very much. Like, I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what he said in a nutshell, which just touches my heart. And I'm like, damn, you know, like, what 21-year-old boy, well, he's a man now, but what 21-year-old boy is going to say that to their mother? I mean, it fucking blew me away this morning. I was like, that is the best thing to get from your child, you know? So that was a beautiful thing. Yeah. And then, of course, like I said, I woke up to my busted adapter. Oh my God. Okay, Maven, help me out. I'm sure I know these adapters are probably all over fucking Phnom Penh, right? Like, where would you recommend I get me a good, cheap, relatively cheap adapter? I'm thinking Mr. DIY. I'm thinking maybe that Daiso Japan place. I'm sure there's electronics stores. I gotta go out later today. I actually have to go pay my premium. My health insurance is due today, $170. Sorry, I meant to say more expensive than before. Oh, okay, but not as high as Miami. You did a great job raising your son. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I was just being a single mom, you know, doing the best I could with what I had. you know, and it was a very, I'd say right after my husband passed, the first 2 to 3 years with my daughter was just terrible. Hi, Jose. Hello. Welcome to the chat. But things smoothed out after she was 16. Hey, Donald's in the house. Good morning. Just got here. Siem Reap from Maui. Holy shit, you came from Maui? Wow. Enjoying my first cup of coffee. Same. Retired and 2 weeks, and I'm adjusting to the humidity. The people here are awesome. Okay, yeah, that's right. You retired. Congratulations again, Donald. That's fantastic. Enjoy that cup of coffee on retirement time. Hi, she laughs a lot. Hi, how are you? How are you? It's good to see everybody coming in. Fantastic. You guys have to let me know how you're doing. How was your holiday weekend? Anything special happen in your life? Let me know. You know what's weird? I'm getting my old messages of all my other videos I just put out. Mine just popped up about the Kiri Thai restaurant. Did you guys catch that when I was at the Kiri Thai restaurant, the live stream? That was Monday. I got the whole restaurant to myself. I was craving Thai food, so I went there. It was like noon. Nobody was there. Had the whole restaurant to myself. Got to talk to the owner for like a half hour while I'm on the live stream. So I said, do you mind if I turn the camera on you so, you know, people can see you and all? And he's like, yeah. He was like, he's Greek. He owns the Thai restaurant. Isn't this crazy? He's Greek, who owns a Thai restaurant in Cambodia. Now figure that one out. But he said he originally, I guess he had a restaurant in India, but then he left and he came here. He said there was like more opportunity here. So I was like, that's interesting, because you would think there would be a lot of opportunity in India. But no, he left India, came here to set up shop, and now he runs a restaurant. But he was telling me that, you know, because of the border dispute and all that going on, that he's been having a lot of trouble getting Thai ingredients directly from Thailand over the border, and he has to go through China to get it. I was like, oh. So, yeah, it's got to be tough running a Thai restaurant with all the border dispute shit going on. So yeah, that was that conversation. Unfortunately, I didn't have him mic'd up, so when I turned the camera, you can barely hear him, and I was like, fuck. Because I went back and listened to it, and I was like, well, you can hear me clear as day, but you couldn't hear him. So it's going to be a little rough, but he was a nice dude, really nice guy. I learned something from him. He said that, because I asked him, I says, well, how did you buy this place? How did you get to own it? Oh, Donald, yeah, we'll get back to the Curie. Did you make it to that embassy meeting? Any info to share? I did make it to the embassy meeting. I'm back, and I am actually in the middle of editing my video, which will be coming out later this week, FYI. I will give you all the info. I will drop the tea in that video. So I'm sort of keeping it a little private right now, but I will give you all the info once I drop that video. Yeah, I just actually shot some of the scenes yesterday, and I've got to put it all together with the editing. So I don't know, I'll probably work on some more of it today, maybe wrap it up by Thursday, and I should have it out by Friday. I'm aiming for Friday, so you guys will know more about it on Friday. But yeah, it was interesting, to say the least. Who's that? Key? Am I saying it right, Key? Good morning. Good morning. It's a good day, and God blessed you. I feel like God's blessed me. Hey, I'm alive. I woke up alive. I woke up healthy. Hey, I was able to go drop a deuce in the toilet. Hey, when you get to this age, constipation's a problem, so you have to keep track of that shit. I'm just saying, maybe it's too much information, but if all three things like that goes perfect for me in the morning, I'm a happy camper. The rest of the day, I don't give a shit, even though I took one. Oh, man. Oh, man. But yeah, holding a supper here in Alberta, Canada. Okay, okay, supper time. Supper time sounds good. You will wait. Okay. Well, I really think you have no choice there, Donald. You're gonna have to wait. um, yeah, I'll have to try to do it justice, you know. But I got a lot of good extra shots of the area that you didn't see on my other live streams. So like I'm sort of weaving that into the video. So it should be a fun video, I hope. I hope you like it. I'll put my touch of creativity in there and I hope you guys enjoy it. So, oh, what else was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I don't know. I don't know. It just flipped right out of my brain. I'm having one of those senior citizen moments. Oh, well, it must not have been that important and it will just come back, won't it? When the time presents itself. But yeah, so I got the message from my son. That was a very beautiful message. And like I said, woke up to a busted adapter. Fun. Yeah. What'd you write? Ha ha ha. What? Hold on, bro. Let me bring this up closer. Douching? Did you write douching? What the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean? I don't know what you mean on that. Is that a new term? Is that my young stream? I get the youngsters on my live streams sometimes. They drop these acronyms. And I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Like, I know LOL, okay? But like, there's some new stuff out there that I don't know nothing about. Like, you gotta spell that shit out for me. Because I'm not one of those people that just sit on TikTok and all day long and Instagram and Facebook. I mean, I have a TikTok account. I don't know if you guys have even seen it. And the link is in my YouTube description. You can go see my TikTok account. It's just little things, little fun things that I put on there, but I don't live on it, trust me. In fact, I tried out one of their live streams one time. That was a fucking nightmare. It's not real easy to set up, number one, and number two, you get a lot of trolls on TikTok, like really bad. Like they say things that you wouldn't even say to your mama. I mean, I'm telling you, some nasty shit they say on there. And I'm like, this is not my place to be. I'd rather be on YouTube. So I don't do live streams on TikTok. Jose says, I'm wondering, how are the bugs out there like roaches? Oh, well, let's put it this way. I'm in the middle of a neighborhood. I have a restaurant across the street from me now. We have trash everywhere. They pick up trash twice a week, just like the States. But a lot of trash gets missed. Like, you know, there's still trash on the ground and shit. I've had one big roach about this size sneak in. Because, you know, I open my window, I have no screens. All my windows are wide open. They just have the bars on them, so there's no screens to keep the bugs out. I have my back door open every day. I never have a roach in this place. Never. There's no German cockroaches. I had one bug incident this big, and I think he just slipped in for whatever, and I just caught him and flushed him down the toilet. But no, I have no problems with roaches out here at all. None whatsoever. But I am on the second floor, so maybe that makes a difference. Donald says, mistake meant dropping my deuce. Okay, now that makes sense. That's my deuce, yeah. TikTok takes over 60% of all gifts. YouTube pays way better. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, TikTok does take a big chunk of your gifts. YouTube takes 30%. I don't know if you guys know that, but if you ever send me a super chat, let's say you send me 10 bucks on a super chat, I get $7 of it. Just saying. So YouTube gets 3 bucks, I get 7. They get money just for doing nothing. Okay. All hail Google. All hail Google. But that's why I like Buy Me a Coffee. You know, I have my Buy Me a Coffee link down below. So if you ever want to send a donation, if your heart desires it, I prefer you send it to the Buy Me a Coffee. Now, they still take a cut as well, but it's not 30%. They're lower. I think they're only about 10%. So they're the best ones, in my opinion. Okay, Jose, I can help with making what? Making what? Hold on, let me pull this up. Making screens for my window. You don't ain't gonna make no screens for my windows. I don't need them. Besides, you have to talk to my landlady about that. I don't own the place, bro, okay? Like, I can't make any alterations. It's up to my landlady if she wants screens on the windows. And I really don't need it. Besides, it would block the view. I mean, I like having more of the sunlight come in. As you can see, it just lightens my complexion up. Oh my goodness. Emery girl, that is good to know. I did not know there was a difference in how you were paid. Yeah, there's a big difference. And another thing is with YouTube, you have to wait until you reach $100 a month threshold before they release your money. So if I don't make $100 that month, I have to wait until the money accumulates and then they send the money out. With Buy Me a Coffee, the only thing is you have to have at least 10 bucks in donations and then they'll forward the money to you. So that's another reason why I like Buy Me a Coffee. Cause I mean, who wants to wait on their cash, bro? That'd be like your boss saying, well, I know I just paid you, I don't know, what would you get after taxes? 1,500 bucks if you're lucky. I know I just paid you $1,500, but until you reach $3,000, I'm not going to release your money. So you actually got to wait a month for me to pay you. I don't like that. And here's another thing. YouTube gets their money up front instantly. I have to wait till I hit the $100 threshold, but YouTube gets their money instantly. They take that 30% like immediately that day. So they don't have to wait till their 30% hits 100, but I have to wait till my 70% hits 100. Figure that shit out. I'm bitching. I'm happy anyway. I mean, either way, I don't care. I don't care. You know what I mean? Money is money. It comes to me whenever it gets here, and I just whatever. But I'm letting you guys know that is the back door of YouTube, and that's how things are set up. So. Wonderless Renee, hello from Texas. Oh, Texas Go, do you have a hat? Do you have a Texas cowgirl hat? I bet you do. I bet you do. I bet you got that big old Texas cowgirl hat. Yeehaw, be tipping it. I'm tipping, I'm tipping, I'm dripping, I'm tipping. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay, here's another thing I'm going to ask you. Do you have a pair of tight blue jeans and a big old fancy belt? Big old buckle? And do you wear your Do you wear shirts like this but in plaid? Of course, buttoned up, looking more professional, looking more cowgirl. You wear your hair in pigtails? Hey girl, if I was in Texas, I would be rocking that Texas look. I'd have me a black felt hat, maybe with the white feathers, white and blue feathers. I think I would look really good in that. Picture me with a white cowboy hat, or a black cowboy hat on with the white and blue feathers. I know you too well. I'm just guessing. I can just see all of that right now. Yeah, the Maven's in the U.S. Will you ever go back for a visit? Yeah, I will. I will. I try to go back every 2 years. Not every year, but every 2 years. I'm not going back at the end of this year. Does she have spurs? I don't know. Tell us, do you have spurs? But no, I go back every other year because, I mean, it's so expensive. You know, like a round trip ticket for me, last time I went, well, and I applied credits. I had trip.com credits and everything, credit card points, and it still cost me $1,100 round trip. That was the cheapest I could get. And that's an economy seat. I didn't get I think I got the economy premium, so I could have just a little more leg room because I'm a tall girl, so I need a little more leg room. And that cost me $1,100 round trip. So yeah, I save up my money, and then not to mention how expensive it is once you get there. Even though I get a free place to live because I got 2 kids, right? But last time I was there, my daughter put me up. I was there for 3 months. She put me up in her apartment for 3 months, but she didn't have an extra bedroom, so I slept on her couch. I was a bum, baby. I was like slumming it. I was sleeping on her couch for 3 months, man. Good times, right? Good times. Having the cats jump around on my head. Oh my God. It was like, I was like, daughter, I love your cats, but keep the bitches in your bedroom at night because I have to sleep, okay? I can't have them playing with my hair in the middle of the night and shit. Like, so yeah, we had to work those differences out. But yeah, I'll go back. I'll go back at probably close to the end of next year. I usually like to go like before the holidays. So last time I flew out, it was early November. I think I left the second week or first week in November so that I can beat the holiday rush. The tickets are a little bit cheaper, so I left out early November. And then I flew back out after New Year's. So like the second week of January, I flew out. So I stayed in there that whole time, but shit was expensive back then. And believe it or not, at that moment, my daughter got fired from her job. She had no money coming in. She had a car payment. She was still living with her ex-boyfriend. They were actually split up at the time, but still living together for convenience purposes. So she still owed him half the rent, half the bills, her car payment, everything else, you know, everything. And she's like, Mom, I have no money. Like, I know you're coming in, but I don't have a job. I ain't got no money. I maxed out my credit cards. I was like, oh my God. So she was hitting the bricks, constantly looking for work the whole time I was there. It took her, like, she didn't even get a job until after I left. It took her 4 months to get her second job where she's working right now. And I had to help her. I had to help her. I mean, it's like I couldn't have her lose her car. So I was paying her car payment. It was only $150 a month, but I was like, man, if she loses her car, she's really up shit creek. You know what I mean? So I just helped her with her half of the bills and half the rent. But shit, that cost me $3,000 while I was there. And I says, girl, now you're going to have to pay me back. This is what you call Mama Bear Bank, 0 interest loan, but you're going to pay me back. And she just started paying me back. Like it took her 7 months to get back on her feet. I mean, she got the job after I left, but then you know how they hold back. She comes in the middle of a pay cycle, then she gets paid. Then she had all of her credit cards that she had to hurry up and start chipping away at because they're all coming at her like vultures, you know. So she started chipping away at her credit cards. She still owes a bunch of money, and I says, "What about me? What about me? You haven't paid your mama back." I said, "Come on, girl, you're better than this. I didn't raise you like that." And she knows. I mean, she knows because she ran into a jam when she was like, she first moved out of the house when she was 18, and she moved to Tampa with her boyfriend back then, and that was a nightmare. So she got into a jam in Tampa. I loaned her some money, and then I said, "Look, I can't keep helping you out. You're going to have to cut your ties and move back in with me." And she did, and then she paid me back within that 6 months, and she paid me rent while she was living with me. So I know she's good for it. So she just started paying me back like last month what she could afford. Um, but yeah, so I know things are expensive out there because I remember filling up her gas tank, and she don't have no big ass car. She's got a Nissan Altima. I forget what year it is, but it cost us like $60 to fill up her gas tank every time. So it was over $3 a gallon in Florida. Groceries, of course, were super expensive. I was just shaking my head going, "Oh my God, have things that, like, this is crazy." And just going like through a drive-through, like she goes, "Mom, you know, I'd really like some French fries or something. Do you mind buying me some fries?" I was like, "Okay." So we go through was it McDonald's? We might have went through McDonald's, and the fries were like $5. I was like, "What the fuck is happening out here?" I was like, "I gotta get out of here, man. My bank account's going down to zero." I said, "I love you, daughter, but this is getting too much. So you gotta get this job fast because Mama Bank is like hitting ground zero, and Mama's gotta get back out to Southeast Asia where things are cheaper so that I can like restack my coins." So yeah, I don't know how I went off on that rant, but yeah, so hopefully the next time I come back into the United States, she's still steady, working. My son is good, he's working. I got 2 places to bounce and live, so I can like, I think I'd only do 1 month though. I don't think I'm gonna stay for 3 months next time. It's just too much. I actually sort of got bored. I got really antsy and bored after 2 months, and I was like, fuck, I've already seen and done everything in Orlando. It's like, you know, I've already been to downtown. I caught the bus. I was taking the bus around town. There's no trains in Orlando. Actually, I'm wrong. There's the Sunrail. They do have a train system called the Sunrail, and it travels, but it only goes like, okay, like from Orlando, it goes down to Kissimmee and Sanford, I believe, and then and then it goes up to Sanford and then down to Kissimmee, and then it goes a little bit into, I think, east-west. It takes you into a little bit of Tampa and Lakeland and all that, but it doesn't take you all over the state. So yeah, I tested it out because I've never been on the Sunrail. That was pretty cool though. I did enjoy the Sunrail. It was aircon, it was very nice and posh. I think I have a short, if you guys want to check out my playlist for shorts in Orlando, and you'll see what the Sunrail looks like, the train system. Although, a lot of bums hanging out in downtown Orlando, like I'm talking crackheads, baby. I was like sort of, I was nervous, bro. There was one morning I had to catch the train like early in the morning I wanted to get way up to Sanford to see there's like a beautiful lake out there. I forget the name of it. But anyway, I wanted to make a day of it. So I bought a train ticket to leave like at 8 a.m. in the morning. So I got downtown Orlando about 7:30 in the morning, weekday. A lot of people hustling and bustling, going to work. But this train stop, well, yeah, you know, where you get on the train and board it, you had to walk down this sidewalk near this big brick building, to get to where the benches were, right? To sit and wait for the train. So I'm walking down there. It's early morning. Everything looks pretty kosher. Then all of a sudden I see something laying on the sidewalk. And then it starts moving. I was like, what the fuck is that? Right? Because I'm coming up from a distance and I'm seeing this thing doing this. And it was like behind a pole. So I wasn't sure if it was a person or an animal. I didn't know what the fuck it was. So I started getting closer. And it was a dude, man. It was this black dude. He was cracked out, bro. Like, he was on the ground, curled up in a ball. I felt so bad for this dude, and he was just all like shaking, and you know what I mean? Like when you're like coming off a crack and shit. His whole body was like just shaking and twitching and shit. And I was like, whoa, man. So he's laying horizontal across half the sidewalk. So either I couldn't go around him on the right because that's the railroad track. I couldn't do that. I either had to step over the guy to get to that area, or I had to go on the left side of him where his head was, and he was all twitching and shit. And there wasn't much room on the sidewalk. So I was like, okay, I hope this guy doesn't grab my leg or do something weird, you know what I mean? Because when people are on drugs, they'll do anything for money, right? I'm the only one out there. It's 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, well, fuck, I got to get to that other side because I got to catch a train, right? So I'm like, okay, he's got his eyes closed. So I'm just going to like zippity-doo-dah real quick around his head. So I just went whoosh, like really fast. I was like, boop, 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 really fast. And I made it past him, and I was, way down at the end waiting on the train. And then there was another guy sitting. He was cool. He was waiting on the train too. I said, did you see that dude back there? He goes, yeah. He goes, there's crackheads all over downtown Orlando. I said, oh my God. I don't even remember seeing all that since I grew up in Orlando. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking a good 40 years ago. I don't remember seeing crackheads laying on the sidewalks going into DTs. So that was fucking crazy. Yeah, it was withdrawals. Let me get back to your messages. Okay, Wonderlust Renee, it just sucks out here. Too expensive to do anything in Texas is cheap comparatively to the rest of the country. Where are you at exactly? Did you say you're in Dallas? Or no, you said you were north, right? You're way north of Dallas. If I remember correctly, you're like north of Dallas. But yeah, I mean, other than that, the train ride was fantastic. Are we good, guys? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Are we good? Are we good? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. I'm back because I'm back. I'm back again. You know I'm back. I'm back again. Hey, where did we leave off? Okay, that's good. Like I said, we're getting a lot of clouds out here, and it's going to be getting really rainy. You're good, you're good. Hi, Tammy. Who's this? Is somebody new? Hello. From South. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me pull this up. Okay, who's this? Knight. Hi, Tammy from South California. I hear you loud and clear now. Awesome. Awesome. Got a lot of California people. So Texas, California, Florida. It's all Sunshine State people. Although I think I have somebody in this chat that's actually from Canada, I believe. If I got that right, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back in Florida, God willing, November of next year. But what I was thinking of doing, and of course I'll do live streams from Orlando. Um, am I feeling okay today? Yeah, I'm feeling fine. I feel great. I feel fantastic. I might act a little kooky, but I'm good. But that's just me. That's my natural thing. Leaves are falling now? Ah, you're in Canada. That's right. I knew one of you were in Canada. Now I do miss that. I miss the weather as far as like seasons. Cambodia has 2 seasons. Hot and dry or hot and wet. That's it. That's it. There's no leaves falling. There's no color change. There's no snow. You either get rain or you don't. And right now we're in the rainy season, which is nice because it cools things down. So, just saying. You're curious. What are you curious about? Did you consider doing the ESL gig in Thailand or Vietnam as well? I did consider it. I know every country varies quite a lot on the pros and cons. Jose says, I'm sick and tired of the cold weather. Okay. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'd rather have this warm weather. But yeah, night, going back to that, I checked into Thailand and Vietnam, and my age, at the time, well, I'm 55 now, but at the time I was looking into the ESL, I was 54. And the work permits, from what I read, in Thailand and Vietnam, they don't take anybody past age 55 as a teacher because they have to get you a work permit, and their retirement age out there is 55. So there's a cutoff. Now, can you do it? Can you get around that? If you find somebody who's willing to go around the rules, that's taking a chance. Yeah, you could probably get away with that shit, but it's like, I don't want any problems with any authority, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay. So then I looked into Cambodia, and they take anybody pretty much at any age to teach. As long as you can stand up and teach and you're breathing, they will take you. I heard they said they had teachers in their 70s out here that they have hired. So if that's your thing, you're already 65, you're retired, you need some extra cash, you can get a teaching job out here in your 60s, in your 70s. But that's what turned me off with Thailand and Vietnam, was the age restriction. So yeah, that sucked. But I was like, well, besides, I mean, the visas were a big fucking problem, with border runs, like trying to stay long term. I didn't want to deal with any of that either. Okay, let me catch up with this comments. Frugal Wanderer says good morning. Hi, good morning. Good morning, good morning. She laughs a lot. I'm okay with that. I don't like the 40 to 55 winter we get here. Yeah. I'm not a big cold person either. Jose, not in Thailand, immigration's doing a big background check on everybody. Okay, Thailand's really getting strict on a lot of shit, and that's another reason that turns me off. I don't want to be in Thailand. Wonderless Renee, I like knowing I can teach English, but I don't do children. Neither do I. I found that out. Yeah, I am not a kid person. I'd have to teach high school or above. Me too. Adult learners would be even better. Absolutely. That's what I wanted to do initially. My goal when I came to Cambodia, and this is what I was told, okay? I was actually told when I signed up with ABSC for that teaching program before I came out here, I talked to the dude online. I said, look, I don't want to teach young kids. I want to teach high school maybe, or even adults. That's who I want to teach. And he's like, oh, no problem. There's all kinds of jobs out here. We'll find you something. So, you know what I mean? It's not like he said they're not out here, but he didn't actually promise me that type of job. And then after I got through the program and they started sending my resumes out, all I was getting, the only interviews I was getting was for kindergarten. And I was like, where are the adult jobs? Where are the older kids? And I was asking them and they were like, well, all we can, this is all that's out there right now. We can't, you'll have to look on your own, or this is all the jobs that are out there right now. Take it or leave it, pretty much. And that's how that happened. So that pissed me off. And that's how that went. Jose, don't you have to know the native language to teach English? No, not out here. You do have to know what they're saying, right? No, the kids actually, especially kindergarten, they know very, very little English, but you don't need to know Cambodian Khmer language. That's not a prerequisite. In fact, I don't think you need to know any of that because they're supposed to come into the classroom speaking English. They're not allowed to use Khmer at all. They have to use English in the classroom. It's a prerequisite from what I've heard. Frugal Wonder, I find that the kids here are better behaved than most adults back home. Yeah, and kids will be kids and they get really loud and they scream, and it's like in those buildings, those brick buildings, they echo. Like all these buildings are made of like solid concrete. It's not like back in the States where everything's made with fucking plywood. So when a kid screams real loud or talks loud, or you get a bunch of them talking, it echoes. It sounds like a hallway echo. So that just amplified it even louder for me, and it was hurting my ears big time. Especially when they're all excited. Ah! They're screaming and running around, and you got 20 of them doing that with the echo sound. Ooh, that's where you need earplugs. Oh my God. I'd walk too if I saw a bunch of kindergartners. Yeah. And they're cute as hell. And I ain't saying that, kids are adorable. I wish I did have the tolerance to actually teach kindergarten kids. I would say if you're in your 30s, you could probably handle it. 20s, 30s, you can probably handle it better than somebody like me in their mid 50s. Although there are people my age that love kids regardless and they can handle it 100%, but I'm not on that train, so. Night. What sounds like you spoke to Tom Trips Out. He's a cool dude now in Campot. I've heard about him. I think I've seen some of his stuff on YouTube. I haven't spoke to him though. He's in Campot. Okay. I hear there's a lot of expats in Campot. I'm not a big fan of Campot. I remember the train ride from Independence Beach when I was coming back up. You go through Campot. It's 2 hours north of Independence Beach. And there's some modern buildings out there, but I don't see nothing to do, man. Like I said, I'm a city girl, and like I was like, what the hell is there to do? Like just sit around with the cows and watch the rice grow? That's all I saw. I saw a lot of people just sitting out in the rice fields with the cows, watching the train go by, waving, hey, and just sitting there watching the rice grow. And I'm like, that ain't for me, man. Like I could not survive out there. I'm looking forward to a classroom full of kids. I love their energy and enthusiasm. Well, good on you. Good on you. That's what I'm saying. It just depends on your personality, and if you can tolerate them. Just because it didn't work out for me doesn't mean it won't work out for you. Go for it. Definitely. I mean, it may be the best thing you've ever done in your life, Oh, Tom went through AVSE? He often promotes them. He's around my age, 40, and moved from Canada. He can't imagine ever moving back to the West. Okay. So he must have really had a good time with them. ABSC is not a bad company. I mean, I'm not dissing them, but I'm just saying I was told one thing, but ended up getting something else. And here's another thing. I honestly thought I was going to get like actual in classroom training, but we got one day in the classroom and it was really just a meet and greet. And the rest of the time, they just gave us papers and just put us out in the field and just said, go for it. No training whatsoever. They just gave me like, lessons and said, okay, you're assigned to this school today. You have like, in other words, I had 3 classes that was in training every day. So I would be assigned to these different schools to teach for 1 hour at a time. And I had never done it in my life. And I remember the first one I went to, well, the first one was a 12-year-old boy. And that one worked out really good because we did one-on-one and he was older. And I said, that's what I want to do. I was so hoping to get the job at that school, but they didn't have an opening. And then the second one and the ones all after that, they were all kindergarten kids. So if you can imagine having 20 to 30 kindergarten kids all staring at you, and yeah, they were all behaved because they had the TA in there. Teacher's assistant was keeping them calm. And then it's like, go ahead and teach, teacher. And I'm looking at the lesson, I'm looking at them, and I'm like, I ain't never fucking done this in my life. But I winged it. I mean, I just put on my teacher face and I was like, hello, students. My name is Teacher Tammy, and I wrote my name on the board. I'm going to be your English teacher today. Today we're going to learn about A is for apple and B is for boy, or whatever hell I was teaching at the time. So I thought I did a good job. And then they critique you. They critiqued you. Like the teachers that were actually for the classroom were in the back with the kids, and they were like, that's another thing. They're writing shit down as you're teaching. No pressure, right? So you don't know how they're like writing down what they're critiquing you. And then the critique goes back to ABSC. Not that it mattered. They didn't give a shit whether you had a good score or not. So they just sort of pushed you through the program. And I got like, if you want to add it up, I got maybe 9 hours of in-classroom training. And then I was offered a job. So that's what I'm saying. You can come in here and have no training, no teaching experience, really don't even need a college degree. I have one that helped to get maybe a better paying position. You don't really need a college degree, but the one thing you do need is a TEFL. Teaching English as a foreign language, you do need that or they won't hire you, at least 120 hours. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, let me get back to your stuff. What is the speaker sound in the background? Oh, you're by the window and you're just hearing traffic. That was probably a mobile vendor. They speak Cambodian. Just think about like if you were at the beach in America and somebody's coming through with popcorn or ice cream. Hey, come and get your popcorn, come and get your ice cream. That's what they do out here, but they don't sell popcorn and ice cream. That's what you're hearing. They have those, what do you call those, megaphones? And they pre-record their message on a megaphone thing, a speaker, and when they're running through the neighborhoods, it echoes because they just have it blasting full blast. That's what you're hearing. It's so cool, though. I'm so used to it now, it doesn't even bother me. Yeah, it is cool. She laughs a lot. Maybe if there is no adult classes or schools, that might be a good business idea. Well, I'm not saying that there isn't any of them out here, because there are not just the public and private international schools, but they have what you call learning centers, adult learning centers. So they already exist out here. I tried to get on with a learning center on my own. In fact, there was one right up the street from me that teaches adults. I left the chick my number on WhatsApp. I never heard from them. So, because I was like, are you hiring? She, I'll take it to my boss. Never heard anything from them. Because I thought if I could do that and it's right up the street and it's teaching adults, that would be probably pretty cool. So it does exist. It's just that you have to find them. It's like searching for treasure, and to be able to get into that position is prime. That's prime real estate. Emery girl, well, you would have fooled me. I would have thought you knew what you were doing. Hey, I think it's all these years on YouTube, all this acting on YouTube. No, I'm actually being me right now, but I'm so used to being in front of the camera and being in front of people, even though you're not a room full of people, but I know I could pretend like you are all in the room with me. That's what it's like being in front of a bunch of kids. And hell, they don't know half of what you're saying anyway. So the only people really that know what you're saying are the teachers that are in the classroom. Even the teachers' assistants don't even speak English. Shit. I had two of them. One spoke some English, one did not speak any English whatsoever. So me trying to communicate with her about, hey, can you hand out the books? Because it was really their job to get the kids settled and to hand out the classroom books. And then I would get set up in the front, writing down the material on the whiteboard and all that shit. But the lady, she didn't speak any fucking English. So I'm trying to say, hey, I'm holding a stack of books. I'm like, can you hand them out? I'm trying to do like motions to get her to understand what I was saying. And she'd get it and she'd start doing it. And then she would try to help me grade some papers and shit. So they would help you grade. And it was rough. I had to use my Google Translator half the time with her, but the other one was good. She was good. That is what I appreciate about you. I can tell you are authentic. Thanks. I try. You don't try to be someone you are not. We need more authentic people in the world. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate you, Emery girl. I mean, there ain't no sense trying to fake it till you make it. You might as well be real until you make it, because then people know who you are. Hey, T. Patrick's in the house. Hi. Taught youngsters before, was more like babysitting. Never again. I'm going to be honest with you. It did feel like I was babysitting half the time, because even though I could hold their attention for maybe 10 minutes, okay, but you have a 40 to 50 minute classroom, what do you do with the other time? They get all antsy, they're fidgety, they start talking and screaming, and then they want to get out of their seats and run around the classroom, and I'm like, oh my God, I could teach all my material within 10 minutes, and then I'm babysitting to keep them still or to keep them occupied for the rest of the time, and it was crazy. She laughs a lot. I should take pictures of my college and university degrees to bring over there, I guess. Don't do pictures. You need transcripts. Pictures ain't shit out here. They want proof on a transcript. I had to actually get a certified transcript of my bachelor's degree and a certified transcript of my TEFL certificate. That's what they told me to bring. So no pictures. You probably won't get it. Night, would you say arriving in Siem Reap and trying to make a living just teaching adults at language centers is not realistic? Compared to the more realistic scenario of getting employment through schools. It's going to be a needle in the haystack, Night. I mean, because from what I was told, because I was asking about other locations besides Phnom Penh, and they said all the jobs are really in the city. They said it's not impossible to find teaching gigs in Siem Reap, but they're few and far between because they're all taken. So, I mean, you can try. It's not that it's not possible, but it's going to be a needle in the haystack. That's all I'm saying. Jose, I wonder how many people in this chat are in Cambodia or plan to move there. Yeah, everybody drop a message for Jose. Are you planning to come to Cambodia and live, or are you just wanting to pass through? I'd like to know too. She laughs a lot. Oh, I have my transcripts too. Fantastic. This is just in case as I am coming over to retire. Okay, okay. Are you going to be living in Phnom Penh? Or are you going to Siem Reap to live? Yeah, you're going to be here. Okay, cool, cool. Uh, I know a bunch of you guys are swinging in, I think anywhere from November, December. I don't think I have anybody saying they're coming in this month or next month. You're looking at living. Okay. Yeah, Wonderlust Renee, I know you're coming. Night, I appreciate your insight. Okun. Okun. The last time I was in Cambodia was 2006 in Battambang. Akun, Akun. I haven't been to Battambang yet. I've not been there yet. I hear it's very mountainous. The plan is Siem Reap, but who knows? Okay. Well, I mean, get your feet wet. You do you. That's all I'm saying, guys. Like, everybody has different preferences and tastes. Like, I love the beach. Don't get me wrong. It was fantastic down there, but I didn't like the town. It was depressing. Sihanoukville was depressing from what I saw. I didn't see the entire town, but from what I saw, it sucked. The buildings were falling apart. There was really no activity going on. It was just sort of creepy. There's a lot of Chinese influence down there, a lot of gambling. I hear there's a lot of like scams going on down there. It's like, this is not a place for me. I would not want to live out there. The beach is great. Unless I could live right smack on the beach, I would not want to live in that city at all. And even now, I would probably wouldn't even want to live there on the beach because of that. Because you have to go into the city to actually get food, right? So yeah, I wasn't down on it. And it was expensive. It was way more expensive getting deliveries and shit out there because, I mean, it's not, let's face it, it's not the big city. Things are cheaper out here. Emery Girl, I am in Georgia as long as my mom is alive. However, I would like to visit and would consider being an expat there. Cool. Right now I am just trying to learn as much as I can. Okay, okay, very good. Jose, that's because tourism is down around the world. Okay. I don't know. I still see a lot of tourists coming through Phnom Penh. 6 weeks? Okay. Wow. Yeah, you guys are you're coming in pretty soon. So like I said, your girl needs more interviewees, okay? I need my next victim. I need people to interview. Will it be you? Or you? Or you? Or you? Or you? I need people to interview. I've had no more offers since the last one. And I would like to interview anybody who's interested. I don't bite. We'll have fun. It'll be fun. Okay. Wonderlust Ray, trying to figure out what I can do with my medical degree without going through their training and requirements. Thinking esthetician, doing Botox, Dysport, and filler. I've never heard of Dysport. I'm not a big medical. You know what's crazy? I'm going to tell you something. Hold on, let me just read the rest of this stuff. Hey, Charles. Hey, Charles. Relocating to Siem Reap from Thailand next Tuesday, September 9th. Man, everybody's going into Siem Reap. I think it's because of Angkor Wat, right? You guys want to see Angkor Wat. I get it. And Tomb Raider, Angkor Thom, it's cool. It's cool. I offered you, just got to wait till the end of November. Okay, Jose, that's right. I got you on the list. Email me because we got to set up a date and time. Don't forget that. And we'll do a meet and greet first, get to know your story, then we'll set up a date and time for the interview. Or open a healthcare business. You can probably do that for sure. Night. Tammy, overall, would you say it's more advantageous to wing it in the U.S. or Cambodia this day and age? You're asking me, a girl who's already been out of the States for 4 years? I'd say wing it in Cambodia. For those of us with nothing tying us down, I know it can be subjective, but nevertheless. I have nothing tying me down. I have no significant other. I have 2 grown children. I got rid of all my shit back in the States. I just left. And I'm here and I'm living here and I'm making it work. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm living off of a pension of about 800 bucks a month. I mean, come on. It's not like YouTube's paying me big bucks right now. So if I can do it, you guys can do it. She laughs a lot. Frugal Wanderer is coming your way shortly from what I hear. Okay. Okay, well, Frugal Wanderer can hit me up on my email. Give him my email. Hold on, let me stick it in the chat. That's my email. If you see or hear from him before I get to, because I'm all over the place right now. Like today, I got to go pay my health insurance premium. I'm actually going to the Vatinek building, paying in person with my credit card. But yeah, every 3 months I have to pay my health insurance, so it's due today, or I'm out of health insurance. So I got to go do that after the live stream. But yeah, if you hit him up and just say, hey, there's this chick on YouTube that's looking for people to interview, and she would love to interview you. Why don't you hit her up? Here's her email. Her name's Tammy. She's really cool. Yeah, so be my voice piece, please. Jose says, I can't answer that. Cambodia forgot about the United States. Huh. I don't think they have. They're pretty, they know about the United States. He lives in Siem Reap. He was in here tonight. Oh, yeah, he was. Well, where is he now? Well, shit. Let me go back on my chats. He must have just popped in and popped out. Well, he didn't tell me he was going to be like here. And he never said anything. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to a classroom full of kids that love their energy and enthusiasm. That's Frugal Wanderer? Well, that little squirt, he didn't say anything. I meant to say I can answer that. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. You guys are doing really good. Really good. Good conversation. I love it. That's what makes the chat so much better, you know, is the conversation. But yeah, I mean, everybody's got their own journey, right? Mine's different from yours. That's why it's so fun to interview people, because I want to hear your story. What brings you here? I mean, I get it. Everybody says it's the economy. I get that part. But what is the push that actually makes you do it? You know, because I mean, it's a scary thing to give up everything you know and love from your hometown and to actually just put everything in a backpack or a piece of luggage, go halfway around the world and start a new life. I'm just saying, it is a scary thing. Not knowing anybody, it can be really, really scary. And that's where the story and the journey begins. And that's what I want to pull out of people when I interview them. It's like, because, you know, the last lady she's lived here for, 18 years? And the guy I interviewed before was only here for 2 weeks. So you can see the range, you know, and it's just interesting, their backgrounds and what brought them here. That's what's fascinating to me. And that's what I like to pull out of people, you know, with our chopstick mics. I love it. Okay, Night. I know healthcare is lagging in Cambodia, but are you confident your insurance will cover everything you need, including emergencies and surgeries at an affordable rate? Yes. I read through my entire policy because I have an insurance background. I read through all the shit. I'm very confident. As long as I'm in network, okay? It's the same thing like the United States. They have in-network facilities and they have out-of-network. If you're out-of-network, you're going to pay 10% of whatever the bill is, no copay. So if it's a $2,000 bill, you're paying $200. They cover the rest. If I'm in-network, then it's like, okay, depending on what it is, I'll just throw something out there. I meet a cap of say $500. I pay out of pocket, and then they pay everything above it. You know what I mean? Like sort of like a copay-ish thing. So yeah, it's a good policy. So I'm confident with it, and yeah, I'd feel better having it than not having it. So, Jose, I can tell you in the state, Tammy, you're an American, and ICE will still pick you up off the street and lock you up, no questions asked. Okay, what, Jose? ICE will still pick me up off the street and lock me up? Shit. Probably will. They're gonna see a fucking Cambodian visa stamp in my passport and be like, we gotta watch that one. She's got Chinese influence. Ching chong, walla walla bing bong. Anyway, what company do you use? Oh, that's Safety Net. Safety Net is the, what do you call, the agent that actually takes, sets you up and all that. But the company is Forte General. They're out of France. They're the ones who underwrite the policy. Jose, it's happening every day. No joke. And they won't release you till about 3 to 5 days later. Well, but the thing is, I still have an American passport. Why would ICE want to come get me? I'm a fucking American. I'm not like born Cambodian and then coming into the United States. Like, I am an American. I have an American name. I don't think I would be a target. Last time I came through, I mean, of course it was before all of that. It was before the election. Actually, it was after the election. Yeah, I came in second week, first week of November, and then the election happened. And I stayed 3 months after. Showed my passport and everything at the airports when I left the States, and I had no problems whatsoever. So, who knows? Who knows? That's what everybody's saying here in the United States. They're not going after the bad guys, they're going after everybody. Oh, well, I don't know. So are you telling me that it's turning into Great Britain now, like London? I mean, from what I've seen, it looks like they're doing their people pretty dirty and they're favoring the immigrants. I don't really want to talk politics on this channel. I like to keep this channel upbeat, you know what I mean? Russia? Well, Jose, have you ever been to Russia? How can you compare something? Like, how can you say the United States is like Russia if you've never been to Russia? You get what I'm saying? No disrespect, but I see and I hear a lot of that online. People are saying America's turning into a third world country because of XYZ. But they've never even been to a third world country. I'm in a third world country. But you know what's so funny? It's turning into a first world country. It's doing a 180. But I really sincerely hope that they keep their Asian culture and their roots, and that the Western culture does not penetrate it so badly that it starts to turn into a little America. You know what I mean? Like capitalism taking over and all that shit. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Is all I've got to say about that. Speaking of capitalism, going back to Kiri at the Thai restaurant, I gotta tell you about that. Yeah, my responses are gold. Thanks. Whoa, night. Hope I'm not asking too many questions. No, keep asking. But you're really helpful. Great call avoiding politics. I'm so sick of the relentless divisiveness here. Yeah. Like I said, I'm out of the States, man. I don't even watch that shit on YouTube. I don't even watch TV. I'm a YouTube girl. Like, I'm on it, making content, and I'm watching other people's content. But I don't partake in all the negative YouTube videos. Like, he said, she said, I like to keep tabs on what's happening in the United States here and there. But I'm not going to get sucked into that algorithm where it's just going to bring me down and make me depressed and make me fearful and make me full of anxiety. Because I'm telling you, once you get away from that, guys, once you get here, all of that shit's going to fall off of you. Okay? I say give it 2 months. Get to Cambodia, relax. Give yourself 2 months to detoxify from the American culture. And you're going to feel so different. You won't even give a shit what's going on back in the United States. You're going to be like, United who? I'm just saying. T. Patrick, keep in mind, if you're over 60, safety net won't insure. Yeah, that's true. You do have to get in before age 60. See, I was 55 when I got into it. Once you're locked into a policy, even though you go past age 60, they said they'll keep insuring you as long as you make your premium payments, and they do go up every year. So I don't know, I'll tell you how much my premiums may go up after next year. I have no idea, but we'll see. If I can still keep affording it, it'd be great. Jose, Lake Thailand. I don't know about Lake Thailand. Clark's in the house. What up? Telling my therapist about detoxification of America's culture when I depart USA. Wait, you going to a therapist, brother? Okay. Save your money. Just move out here. Cambodia will be your therapist. You don't need a fucking therapist, okay? Jose, that's the plan that I have. Just keep an eye on Social Security for any information I may need. Right. That's it. That's it. Social Security is all I'm concerned about. If it's there, great. If it's not, I am the Social Security, okay? So I'm not a financial advisor, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I know where to stash my coins, okay? I'm just saying. I know where to invest. I know where to stash my coins. And that's what I do on a personal basis. And I'm living off of $800 a month, and I'm still able to save and stash and invest. Think about that. It's not how much you make. It's where you put your money. It's where you spend it. Like, I'm not out here balling, like buying $100 steaks, which you can do out here in Phnom Penh. I'm out here balling buying $6 steaks. By the way, they're not too bad. They're like really flat, but they're very tasty. I went to this one steak place and I got a meal for $6 with a big flat steak, and that had French fries and coleslaw. $6. I'm eating good. I'm eating good in the hood. Like today, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think there's a coffee shop right where I'm going to pay my premium. Of course, you know your girl's hanging out and getting a coffee. I'll probably go to a bakery. I think I'm having a sweet tooth. I think I might get something sweet. I'm just saying, woo. But yeah, good questions, guys, good questions. No question is a dumb question. There are no such things as too many questions. Whatever's on your mind, ask me. That's why I'm on this live stream. Why am I shaking this wire? I don't fucking know. It's just something to do. It's entertainment, bro. But yeah, whatever questions you have, ask me. And what you see is what you get. So when you meet me, this is me 24/7, okay? This is crazy little me 24/7. I like to think I'm a fun person. I don't know. I don't bite. I'm very laid back. I was actually a laid back person in the United States. I got here, I'm 10 times more laid back. I'm so laid back. I'm like, way the fuck back here, guys. That's pretty much me 24/7 now. I'm just having fun. I'm just having some fun. But yeah, I'm very proud of the people that have made it out. I'm proud of the ones that are planning to make it out. I'm glad that maybe I've said something that has influenced you and given you that little spark and that encouragement. I'm glad to be a part of that. That's what warms my heart, makes me feel good. So, night. This may be too difficult or even possible to answer, but would you say the ESL gig is here to stay in Cambo for the long haul, even with the onslaught of AI encroachment on job? Let me tell you something. AI ain't a thing out here from what I've seen. This place is 50 years behind America. Think about that. I don't see AI taking any teaching jobs out here at all anytime soon. When I was in those classrooms, those kids don't even have computers, okay? They're working with pencil and paper still. Now, maybe in the upper grades, they might have their own laptops. I've seen like teenagers in coffee shops with their laptops, but my guess, my personal opinion, I'd say it's here to stay, at least for a while. I think you can get in right now, make a decent living for at least another 10 years before anything possibly starts to happen out here. Clark, how hard is it to set up local banking accounts? It's so fucking easy, Clark. Good God. I mean, I don't have one myself, but I've been told it's super easy if I want to get one. Like, the main bank out here for expats is ABA. I call it ABBA. It's ABA Bank. It's a Canadian bank, but anybody can set up an account with them. And they work with expats all the time. And it's like, you don't even need a down payment. I don't even think you need a deposit. You just go in there and they just give you a bank account and that's it. You can do checking and savings. She laughs, so we all need to detoxify from the Western world. Yeah, no shit. Donald says, Mahola Tammy. Did I say that right? Mahola? Mahalo? I don't know. For you, great content. Keep it up and stay awesome. I love your true colors. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Yeah, Clark, I'm telling you. Now, I know you like to hit that bong. I hate to like spread the word, but I know you be hitting that bong out there. You can't buy no weed out here legally. I'm just telling you. So I don't know, bro, what you gonna do about that. Might have to give that up. T-Pat, your question. Have you purchased anything from Alibaba since living in Cambodia? I will need my books while there. I have not. I can't tell you. I have not done that. So I have no idea. Sorry, can't answer that question. Yes. Have great weed. Yeah, you're in Cali. Of course you do. Nice. Great info, Tam. My concern is if hypothetically the teaching jobs are gone in 10 years, I'm wondering what I can pivot to if returning to the States isn't an option. I'll be 50 at the point. My best advice, start a business online, bro. I mean, I know it sounds easier said than done, or start a YouTube channel. I mean, that's what everybody else does. There's plenty of room. Get monetized, try to make some money off of that. I mean, just look into other things that might work for you. I'm just throwing out some information. Clark says, weed will be legal within 5 years in Cambodia. Now, who said that? Where's that information coming from? Night. I know there's always business opportunities or even remote work, but those aren't options for me at this time. Okay. All right, Emery girl, do you have any issues with transacting with your U.S. bank account? How do you handle U.S. taxes? I have no issues with my bank account. I have TFA set up. I have Google Authenticator. I recommend to keep your security tight. My recommendation, though, is you need to keep your U.S. phone number and you need to keep a U.S. carrier. I know a lot of people talk about getting like, you know, a Google phone number and shit like that. No. I have Mint Mobile. I'm on the cheapest plan because I never use them other than for the TFA. I'm on the $5 a month plan. I pay for the whole year. It costs me like $200 for the whole year. I just pay it all up front. So I keep my American phone number, and all my US banks are all attached to my US phone number. So whenever I log into anything, the TFA comes to my US phone number and I can get in. So that's one of my strong recommendations is if you get rid of your US phone number and you still have banking in the US, you're going to be screwed. Don't do that. Taxes, I go through H&R Block. I've had no problems. So yeah, no problems at all. I dread my job, hate it here, can't wait to get out of here. Malaysia first, then Cambodia. And girl, we're gonna have a blast. I can't wait to just be less stressed and smile more. Oh yeah, we're gonna have fun. Enjoy Malaysia. Where are you going in Malaysia? Kuala Lumpur? I'm sure you're going through Kuala Lumpur. Hey, check out Penang if you can while you're there. Georgetown is really fun. If you can make it to the island of Langkawi, I recommended that. That's a cool place. Clark, which U.S. carriers work in Cambodia? They all do, but the only problem is if you're going to keep your U.S. phone number and use it out here, you've got roaming fees. There was this one dude from Colorado that was in my teaching class. He was using his US phone number and doing everything out here, and he had a $500 phone bill at the end of the month. And he goes, I'm not paying it. And I'm like, you stupid fuck. Like, I was thinking to myself, why didn't you just get a SIM card? So if you have a dual phone SIM card, you can keep, like mine, I have an eSIM with Mint on my phone, and then I have a physical SIM card with their carrier out here, which is, and they have a bunch of them, but I use the carrier called Smart. So I can toggle between both carriers. That's what I recommend you do. If you got to get a dual SIM card phone. Mint Mobile, yeah, Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile in the US works in Cambodia. I would never have thought that. No, well, I wouldn't use it to text or to make phone calls, but I need it for the two-factor authentication for my bank business. But I switch off of that and I use the Cambodian SIM card for texting and phone calls to keep it local. And it's only $5 a month, guys, for 40 gigabytes. Okay. Let's see. What about other US phone carriers? I don't know about other ones. I have no idea. I just know they're more expensive. I used to be on Verizon, and they were fucking expensive. I got off of them. Okay, Winterless Renee, Kuala Lumpur, Ipoh, Malacca. Went to Langkawi already. Okay. I've been to Malacca, or whatever that's called. I haven't been to Ipoh. Malacca was fun. Jose, FYI, found an app called Popcorn. Keep your American number worldwide, and it costs around $63 a month. Okay, I've never heard of Popcorn. That's interesting. Good for sharing. Thanks for sharing in the live stream so everybody can check that out. Clark says, okay, dual SIM card is key. This is good info. Yeah, it is, buddy. T. Patrick, who is your U.S. phone carrier? Mine is Mint. Mint Mobile. I had one problem with them. Just one. Here's another thing, guys. VPN is very important. Virtual private network. I go through Nord, and my VPN is always set to the US on my phone. But this one time, my phone went buggy. I had to reset it, and my VPN reset to Cambodia. And then I had to hurry up and switch it back to the US. But in that time period, I guess Mint caught it. And they shut my phone down, man. Like, I had no service whatsoever. So I'm freaking out, and I'm trying to get hold of Mint. Uh-oh, we got 10% battery. I'll tell you a story real quick. I couldn't get through on their phones. They told me that the fastest way to get through is to message them on X. So I did that. I was so pissed. Like, it was going on for a week. I had no phone service, and I already paid for the whole year. Finally, they tell me this phone number to call. They said, call this phone number and let them know that it's you, it's your phone, nobody hijacked your phone. So I call this toll-free phone number, waited an hour to get through on the line, then had to leave a voicemail message. That's the United States. And I thought, man, I'm never getting this message. They're never going to turn my power or my service back on. I'll probably have to find another carrier. Went back to X, bitched online, right? Within 2 days, I got a message back from them and they turned on my service immediately. That was the only time I had trouble with them, but I've had them for like 5 years now and overseas, and that was it. So keep your VPN hooked up to the United States on your phone as well. And plug in, Jose, plug in. I don't know what you mean by that, Jose. But anyway, I gotta end it, guys, because the phone is dying and so am I. Oh, one more big message, Wanderlust. I wanted to check out Thailand, but they're going full on totalitarian, and I just don't want to go to Thailand at this time. So Malaysia, Cambodia, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, and Laos, probably in that order. That's fine. You do you, girl. You do you. And it's a shame because I love Thailand. I wish they weren't that way. Thailand is actually a pretty cool country to visit. But their people, they're pretty scammy out there. Not so much out here in Cambodia. But you got to watch your ass out there, like with the tuk-tuk drivers, the grab drive rides. I mean, they're a little... They want the money, Bo. They want the money. But yeah, guys, I love you. Thank you so much for jumping in on this live stream. I know it's probably getting late over there in the States. But this girl got to go pay her health insurance premium. Okay. Oh, one more question, Knight. If you had to choose between a decent paying career in the USA or the lesser pay in Cambo, but enjoy the quality of life with the pay cut, which would you choose? I would be out here. I'd take the pay cut and be out here any day of the week. Good night or good morning. Talk to you next time. Good night. Good night. Yeah, I would take the cut and live here. All right, we'll end it on that note. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Peace out.